Now, there's two different reasons why customers won't buy. Now, number one, it's misqualified. And number two, an unhandled objection. So we're going to talk about both of them. Now, number one, misqualified is someone that you qualified in the beginning. You asked them if they were ready. They said yes. You asked them if they were capable of making a decision. They said yes. Or simply they said maybe. Maybe they gave you a vague response. But either way, you assumed that they were ready and you decided to continue with the process and you gave them all the information. You gave them the approximate of the monthly payment. You gave them obviously justifying factors. You added value. You gave them the approximate. They still kept telling you, yes, just give me the total. How much is it going to be? And you gave them the exact total. And then towards the end, they told you, I'm not able to make a decision anymore. Or matter of fact, I was never able to make a decision in the beginning. You're going to ask yourself, well, I confirmed a couple times and they said, yes, I'm ready. And all of a sudden, they're not ready anymore. Now, misqualified technically means that you didn't really ask the way you should have. When you're qualifying the customer, there's one of the confirmation rules is to confirm 3 times that they're able, capable, willing to make a decision today, and also that they're able to make a payment today. Now you're going to rephrase the question, and you have to make sure that you obtain a yes, I'm ready, yes, I'm willing, yes, I'm capable, and yes, I'm able to make a payment. Now, if they give you a vague response such as, possibly yes, well, I need it as soon as possible. Yeah, possibly, I'm interested. Well, how much is it? Just can you give me the prices first, and then don't worry, I have money. Just give me the options. So all of these responses are not concrete. They're technically vague responses. So you have to be careful, because if you assume that they're able to make a decision simply by following their request, which is just give me the options. How much is it going to be? You're taking too long. You fall under that intimidation process, and you give them what they're looking for, which is numbers. And then all of a sudden, they're going to tell you, well, I'm not able to make a decision. That's called misqualified. You didn't confirm correctly. You missed a step, or maybe you didn't even ask them. You probably missed the whole section. You just assumed they were able to make a decision simply because maybe their policy just canceled, or maybe they don't have insurance. So you need to follow the basic sales procedures of qualifying and confirming to determine if they're able to make a decision. Now, let me give you a couple examples of reasons why customers will not be able to make a decision within the misqualification. Now, number one, maybe they don't have any money at all. So they told you they're able to make a decision, but whenever they tell you I'm able to make a decision, it doesn't necessarily mean that the decision is going to be to leave with insurance and that they're able to make a payment. Making a decision simply means choosing either to leave with insurance or to leave without insurance. Even if they leave without insurance, they still made a decision. They made a decision not to purchase. So you have to understand that you have to be specific and you have to really qualify and confirm. Maybe they're shoppers and they have no intentions whatsoever to make a decision. They're just telling you what you want to hear, and you're not qualifying correctly. You're not confirming correctly. Maybe you just asked them once and you asked them, how soon do you need the insurance? And they said as soon as possible. So you assume that as soon as possible was today, but when you continue giving them the options, they just kept telling you yes, 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 but you never really confirmed in the beginning. And then at the end, they told you, I'm not able to make a decision. Maybe they need to talk to a spouse. So when there's multiple drivers, you need to ask, you need to confirm, are you the one that's going to be making the decision, or do we have to get the second party involved? Do we have to get your wife involved? Do we have to get your brother involved? Is your father going to be part of the decision making? So all of these are part of the qualification process. So you have to understand that it's important to determine if the customer that's in front of you is able to make a decision, it's able to make a payment, and if there's anyone else that's going to be involved. Now, they may tell you, I don't have any money, or I'm not ready today. So you need to investigate to determine really if they're ready or not. The answers to actually having a better perspective on how to qualify and confirm will be within the qualifying course. But we're talking about misqualifying, which technically means you missed a step. You didn't ask correctly. The answer that they gave you was vague. You didn't catch it, or they just told you what they wanted to hear. Or maybe they don't have the vehicle for photos and you never asked. So now, as soon as you give them the options and you tell them, look, I need photos, they're going to tell you, well, in that case, let me just come back because I don't have a vehicle anyways. So they may use that information against us. So keep in mind, you have to qualify so you won't have this situation. So once again, the number one factor or the reason why customers won't buy is because we're misqualifying. So it's your duty, your obligation to qualify correctly and to confirm, to eliminate being in this position, because if you're in this position, that means we're losing business. We're given all the information, we're spending 45 minutes, and then for them not to be able to make a decision, that's a waste of time, a waste of not being productive, and we're losing business because they may not come back. They're taking all the information, they may go somewhere else. So number one, the misqualified scenario. Number two, unhandled objections. Now, once again, the unhandled objections technically means that customers are introducing reasons or excuses why they're not able to make a decision. So it's going to be more common for them to introduce objections when you're giving them the exact monthly payment or when you're giving them the initial payment. Matter of fact, 80% of the objections are going to come within the initial payment. Simply, they're not satisfied with the initial payment, or they just don't want to pay it, or they feel that it's too much, and they'll rather give you an objection, an excuse, a reason for them to leave, instead of them agreeing on making a decision. Now, the unhandled objections are easier to work around, where it's easier to overcome these objections because these objections you've managed to confirm in the beginning that they're ready, that they're capable, that they're willing to make a decision and able to make a payment. So it's easier. You just have to find a way to resolve the objection, to eliminate the objection by adding value, by using closing tools, by offering more information, by gaining their trust, which is easier than trying to salvage a situation when you misqualify. Now, keep in mind, the second factor is overcoming the unhandled objection, which is easier to work with because you did your part, you did your job, you confirmed everything. Now it's just a matter of eliminating the excuse, eliminating the negatives, and convincing them on making a decision today. So once again, those are the two reasons why customers won't buy. The first, we may not have a lot of solutions, so you need to work on qualifying. The second is just a matter of learning how to add value, how to justify the options, and how to close a deal.